If you've got a lot of money and you want to make it really count, here's a possibility. The new for 2014 Porsche Cayenne Turbo S. Might be hard to believe, but an iconic sports car company was actually saved by an SUV. That being Porsche, and this being the Cayenne, which still remains Porsche's #1 selling model. The Turbo S is a new model for 2014, and it's the top of the line of the 7 Cayenne models that you can get. Makes an extra 50 horsepower over the Turbo, and of course it's also the most expensive Cayenne that you can get, starting at $166,600. Now $166,600, that's a lot of money, especially when you consider that the base Cayenne starts at $57,500. This particular one is priced out at $172,000. Porsche offers a wide variety of standalone options, so you could, in theory, build a unique vehicle just with all of the options that you put on it. And they can get pretty pricey, so if you want a lot of stuff in your Porsche, be prepared to really empty your wallet. And of course, Porsche's options aren't inexpensive. The backup camera on this particular one is $750, and that's something that a lot of the mainstream manufacturers, even in the economy cars, throw in whenever you get a touchscreen radio. A race-ready SUV. The big question is why? And the only answer, I guess, is why not? There's nowhere in Canada that you can use this to the extent of its abilities. You can in Germany, where it's from, because you have unlimited sections on the Autobahn. Over here, you put your foot into it, you're at the point where the police are going to be taking it away in a tow truck. So it really comes all down to bragging rights. You've got 550 horsepower, you have this incredible interior, you got this great sound out the back, and you got the top of the line Porsche Cayenne. What more do you need? A lot of SUVs this size will cram in a third row of seats for 7-passenger steering. The Cayenne has remained a 5-passenger, which gives you a lot more room for your passengers in the back seat and also gives you a lot of cargo space. Even though you're in an SUV, this is a Porsche. It's got an interior that wouldn't look out of place really in any sports car. The seats are typically Teutonic. They're very firm, but they're also very supportive. So even though they're not soft and cushy, they will take you across the country without your butt getting sore. The little features that Porsche puts on all of its products, the top line stitching on the leather dash. The steering wheel, oddly enough, has no buttons on it. Most vehicles have buttons for the Bluetooth, for the stereo, things like that. There's nothing on this one. This Porsche is all about the driving experience. But if you do need to make a phone call, it has voice control. This particular one has a red interior, nice bright red seats, but you can order just about anything, to the point that you even order the color of the seat belts. If you're a pilot, the center console of the Cayenne shouldn't give you any trouble. If you're just a regular driver, it's going to take a little while to get used to everything. It's just rows of identical buttons. And once you've actually found out where they all are, they're easy to use, but there is a bit of a learning curve with this vehicle. The driving and suspension controls are grouped at the bottom of the console. This is where you can set the height of the air suspension, the comfort, normal, or sport settings. You can control the differential for the off-road performance, and this thing really is good when you take it off the asphalt. It also has idle stop, which shuts off the engine when you get to a light. Saves a bit of fuel. I know that may seem funny on a vehicle like this, but every little bit helps. I ended up turning it off because I always got the feeling that the guy beside me at the lights thought that my $172,000 vehicle had just stalled. Under the hood, you'll find a 4.8-liter V8 with twin turbochargers, making 550 horsepower, 553 foot-pounds of torque, and it's mated to an 8-speed automatic transmission that is as smooth as cream, never falters, never hunts for a gear. This is a great combination of engine and transmission. They don't put Porsche on the back of this for nothing. Everything the company knows about sports cars, it's put into this vehicle. The steering response is immediate, the steering weight feels great, and even though this is a heavy vehicle, it doesn't feel it. It feels substantial rather than bloated. It takes corners like a sports sedan rather than a top-heavy SUV. And really, only when you look in the rearview mirror do you realize how big it is, because it just doesn't feel like it. Porsche officially says that the Cayenne Turbo S will do 0 to 100 kilometers an hour in just over 4 seconds. By seat of the pants, we just say it's really quick. All of the Cayenne models are good, even the base one. But if you really want to shoot for the moon and you've got the money, the Turbo S is a great combination of practicality, believe it or not, and just plain crazy. There's no place you can use this unless you go to a racetrack, but you're gonna have the only one at any intersection with that badge on the back. And sometimes that's really all you really want.